Chapter 4. Vision Translation. From Sermon to System. Vision is powerful. It inspires people. It stirs faith. It creates momentum. But vision alone does not move an organization forward. Translation does. And translation is one of the most sacred responsibilities of an executive pastor. Here's what often happens in churches. The senior pastor preaches with clarity and conviction. The vision is compelling. People leave excited. And then, Monday comes. Staff sit in meetings asking, "So, what does this mean for us? What are we supposed to do differently? What actually changed?" If those questions go unanswered, vision slowly leaks out of the organization. Your role exists to prevent that leak. The executive pastor is the bridge between inspiration and implementation. You take what is spoken publicly and turn it into what is lived practically. That is not administrative work. That is stewardship of vision. Let me give you a simple but powerful principle. Vision that isn't translated becomes pressure. Pressure on staff, pressure on volunteers, pressure on systems that were never designed to carry it. Translation removes pressure by creating clarity. So what does vision translation actually look like? It starts with one defining question you should learn to ask instinctively. If this is our vision, what must be true operationally? Not eventually, not someday, now. That question turns abstract ideas into concrete action. Let's break this down into 3 simple layers. Layer 1. Annual direction. Most churches articulate vision annually. A theme, a focus, a sense of where God is leading. Your responsibility is not to rewrite that vision. Your responsibility is to identify the operational implications. Ask, what will this require from our staff? What will this demand of our systems? What capacity gaps does this expose? Vision without these questions becomes wishful thinking. Layer 2. Quarterly priorities. This is where many churches break down. They try to do everything at once. But clarity is not doing more. Clarity is choosing what matters most now. As an executive pastor, your job is to help the church focus. 3 to 5 priorities per quarter. No more, and every ministry should be able to answer. How does our work support these priorities? If it doesn't, it's either paused, adjusted, or stopped. That's not unspiritual, that's leadership. Layer 3. Weekly execution. This is where vision either lives or dies. Weekly execution is where meetings happen, decisions are made, energy is spent. Your role is to ensure that weekly work actually aligns with stated priorities. If the calendar and the vision don't match, the calendar always wins. So you protect alignment by keeping meetings focused, forcing prioritization, redirecting energy when it drifts. Let me say something clearly. Most misalignment in churches is not rebellion, it's confusion. People want to support the vision. They just don't know how. Vision translation is an act of compassion. Now, here's where executive pastors often hesitate. You may think, I don't want to overstep. I don't want to put words in the senior pastor's mouth. I don't want to sound controlling. But hear this, if you don't translate the vision, someone else will, poorly. Or no one will, and momentum will stall. You are not changing the vision. You are protecting it from misinterpretation. A healthy executive pastor regularly asks leaders, what are you focused on this quarter? How does that connect to our priorities? What would you stop if capacity became tight? These questions aren't confrontational, they're clarifying, and clarity builds trust. Let me offer a practical exercise you can use immediately. After any major vision moment, sermon series, annual vision message, leadership retreat, sit down and write. What stays the same? What changes? What needs to start? What needs to stop? If you can't answer those questions, neither can your staff. Here's a hard truth that strong executive pastors accept. Vision creates constraints. It limits what you can say yes to. It defines what matters most. It forces trade-offs. And trade-offs are not a lack of faith. They are evidence of stewardship. When vision is translated well, staff feel confident. Volunteers feel aligned. Leaders feel supported. The senior pastor feels protected. When it's not, everything feels urgent. Priorities blur. Burnout increases. Frustration grows quietly. Your role prevents that. So if you ever wonder, why am I always asking clarifying questions? Why do I feel responsible for alignment? Why do I keep pulling things back to priorities? This is why. You are not being difficult. You are being faithful.